The queen of bounce, Big Freedia, recently experienced one of the most difficult times in their life when they lost their longtime lover, Devin Hurst. What actually took place in the background? How is Big Freedia handling this devastating loss? By the way, we're delving deeply into the unsung tale of love, grief, and resiliency today. So stay tuned. We're delving into a very personal and poignant tale today about Big Freedia, the legendary person who popularized bounce music. Freedia recently experienced an unfathomable loss when their longtime lover, Devin Hurst, passed away. Both the music community and fans have been shocked by this catastrophe. The facts of Devin Hurst's passing, Big Freedia's public reaction, and the effects of this loss on their lives and career will all be covered in this film. You'll learn about their relationship's past, Freedia's support system, and the difficulties they anticipate in the future. We'll give you all the specifics, touching moments, and insights that complete the picture, regardless of whether you've been a fan for a long time or are just learning about the plot. Additionally, pay close attention to the end because we'll talk about the implications of this setback for Big Freedia's future and offer some inspirational quotes that emphasize their resilience. Let's now discuss the backstory of the headlines. Understanding Devin Hurst and his significance in Big Freedia's life is crucial before delving into the devastating news and its repercussions. Devin was more than a romantic relationship. In a life frequently characterized by demanding schedules and public scrutiny, he was a dependable source of love, support, and stability. Friends and relatives saw Devin Hurst as a kind and sensible person. Devin led a somewhat modest existence, concentrating on being a supporting wife, in contrast to Big Freedia's high-profile presence on stage. The couple's relationship was frequently characterized as a lovely mix of unconditional love and respect for one another. Big Freedia has discussed in interviews how Devin helped them stay focused and grounded, particularly during the highs and lows of their career. Devin served as the emotional foundation behind the scenes while Big Freedia was busy shattering stereotypes and becoming a cultural hero in the music industry. There was more to their connection than romanticism. It was a collaboration built on mutual respect and aspirations. Big Freedia has lost more than just a companion with Devin's death. It's the loss of a confidant for life. Because of this, the news is much more distressing and challenging for Freedia and those who carefully follow their path to digest. However, what specifically transpired that resulted in this terrible loss? The tale changes at that point, and the information that follows is something you won't want to miss. It's time to talk about the terrible circumstances surrounding Devin Hurst's death. Now that we've taken a moment to comprehend the close relationship between Big Freedia and Devin, a moment that rocked the neighborhood and stunned fans, here's what we currently know. However, the specifics are still being worked out. Big Freedia and those close to Devin Hurst were left reeling from shock and heartache after his untimely death. Although there have been few public pronouncements, family members have suggested that his death was unexpected and abrupt, which has only made the grieving worse. In the immediate aftermath, Big Freedia shared their grief and honored Devin's legacy on social media. Fans were able to understand the depth of this loss through their posts, which were full of unfiltered emotion and introspective thoughts. The affection that swiftly poured in from friends, fans, and other artists demonstrated how adored Devin was behind the scenes. The timing of this loss is what made it much more devastating. Big Freedia had been candid about their path to fitness and health, emphasizing optimism and fortitude. Devin played a significant role in the healing process by supporting Freedia through difficulties and acknowledging her accomplishments. The impact is indisputable. Even though the precise cause of death is still unknown, this abrupt gap has affected Freedia's job and public image in addition to their personal lives. According to friends, Freedia is spending time with her loved ones and friends while she grieves. However, the path ahead appears to be quite difficult. Fans are clamoring for answers to some of the concerns raised by the tragedy. How is Big Freedia going to handle this setback? What does this signify for their next public appearances and projects? Crucially, how are they paying tribute to Devin's legacy in the wake of this tragedy? Keep reading because we'll discuss Big Freedia's public reaction, the moving memorials, and how this loss is changing their universe in ways that fans are only now starting to comprehend. Big Freedia's remarkable courage and unadulterated vulnerability in the wake of Devin Hurst's untimely death have struck a profound chord with admirers worldwide. It's never easy to lose a long-term relationship, especially when your life is spent in such a public way with the media and your audience watching you all the time. However, Freedia's reaction has been sincere and motivating. Big Freedia shared their sorrow on social media sites like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter almost soon after the news surfaced. Their posts were heartfelt and honest, with sincere remarks conveying the depth of their love and grief. They shared pictures of brighter times spent with Devin. In addition to paying homage to Devin's memory, Freedia used these posts as a means of communication with her followers, many of whom experienced a similar loss. Many were struck by Freedia's handling of the outpouring of sympathy. They made the decision to talk candidly about their suffering rather than avoiding the limelight. In a heartfelt video message, Freedia expressed gratitude to her fans for their support and spoke up about how difficult it is to deal with such a tragic loss while still being the public figure they are. Many admirers felt more connected to Freedia as a result of her sensitivity, which dissolved the boundaries between audience and star. In addition, friends and artists came forward to offer their condolences and recollections of Devin. These testimonies depicted a gentle and encouraging man who had subtly changed the lives of numerous people. A number of celebrities that Freedia knew shared their own remembrances, highlighting Devin's significance to the neighborhood as well as to Freedia. Freedia has been cautious to preserve their privacy while concentrating on their recovery. According to close sources, Freedia is taking time off work to grieve appropriately and is relying largely on her friends and family for assistance despite the public outcry. This delicate balance between privacy and transparency draws attention to the complicated reality that many public personalities must deal with when they experience personal catastrophes. The problem is that this is more than just a tale of grief, it's a tale of perseverance as well. Big Freedia has long been a representation of empowerment and strength, shattering stereotypes in both the LGBTQ+ community and the music industry. Their legacy is taking on a new, deeper dimension as a result of the way they have dealt with this tragedy. Where does Freedia's adventure go from here? Will their public message or music alter as a result of this tragedy? And how are their supporters supporting them through this trying time? Keep an eye out. We have only just begun. The repercussions of Big Freedia's tragic loss are being felt well beyond their immediate social circle. In addition to being Freedia's life partner, Devin Hurst played a crucial role in providing the emotional support system that enabled her to succeed in her career. Now that the support network has been shattered, many fans and industry insiders are unsure of how this tragedy will impact Big Freedia's future public appearances and career. Big Freedia has been a trailblazer in the music industry for years, establishing herself as the queen of bounce and making a name for herself in the hip-hop and LGBTQ+ representation fields. They are well-liked all across the world because of their vivacity, charm, and genuineness. However, the strain of ongoing public scrutiny has always been quite great behind the scenes. Devin provided a stabilizing influence among the craziness of celebrity, helping to counterbalance that pressure. Big Freedia has implied in recent interviews and public appearances that they have had to reassess their priorities as a result of the loss. Juggling the demands of a high-profile job with ongoing music projects, tours, and media appearances is no easy task. Although they are still dedicated to their fans and upcoming projects, industry insiders say that certain planned events have been rescheduled as Freedia concentrates on her recovery. The circumstances also highlight the difficulties that public figures have when they are grieving. Public personalities like Freedia, in contrast to private citizens, have to control their emotions in order to uphold their reputation and execute their contractual duties. This dichotomy can be isolating and draining. However, Freedia's candor about their hardship is assisting in dispelling the taboo associated with sorrow and mental health in the entertainment sector. Support from fans has been tremendous, with messages of love, support, and encouragement pouring out on social media. This loss has struck a deep chord, as evidenced by the trending hashtags in online groups honoring both Big Freedia and Devin Hurst. Devin's spirit is being preserved online by supporters who are also commemorating his life and exchanging memories. There are still questions, though. Will Big Freedia use this grief to inspire new songs or artistic endeavors? Could this be a pivotal moment that shapes their work's themes and messages? What impact will this catastrophe have on their public image in the next months and years? In the following section, we'll go further into these issues and consider how this loss might reshape Big Freedia's legacy. Don't go anyplace then. As word spread about Devin Hurst's death, it became evident that his influence went far beyond his status as Big Freedia's lifelong lover. Devin was well known in the community for his efforts and the way he subtly encouraged people around him. In addition to his supportive role beside one of the most significant figures in bounce music, Devin is described by many as a kind, modest person with a service-oriented heart. Many members of the New Orleans community found stability in his presence, and he was frequently spotted at neighborhood gatherings in support of LGBTQ+ causes. Colleagues and friends share tales of Devin helping to plan charity events, contributing behind the scenes, and being an unwavering source of support for others going through difficult times. Following his passing, a number of activists and community leaders have released comments celebrating Devin's life and impact. This has spurred discussions regarding the frequently invisible work that supporters and partners perform to assist well-known musicians like Big Freedia. Devin's death has served as a reminder that every well-known person has a support system of individuals who love and support them. Fans and community members have been posting tributes on social media, sharing how Devin changed their lives in unexpected ways. His generosity, sense of humor, and unfailing support for Big Freedia's activism and career are all highlighted in personal stories. By moving the emphasis from the grief of loss to the joy of a life well lived, these tales provide a more complete picture of Devin. Meanwhile, there's been a noticeable reaction from the larger entertainment sector. Influencers, reality TV stars, and other singers have openly sent their sympathies, recognizing the loss of someone so important to Freedia's life. The community has come together around Big Freedia, thanks to this outpouring of support, which serves as a reminder to everyone of the value of unity during difficult times. In addition to his legacy as a partner, Devin Hurst will probably be remembered for his backing of one of the most dynamic voices in modern music and his role in fostering a sense of community. As friends and admirers unite in grief, they are also motivated to uphold Devin's tenacity and generosity. However, difficult questions remain even as this collective healing gets underway. How will Big Freed and their group respond to the day-to-day realities that come with a loss like that? Are there any potential legal or financial issues? And how will Freedia's future artistic and personal endeavors be influenced by Devin's legacy? We'll examine these unanswered questions and speculate on what might happen to Big Freedia and their legacy in the wake of this tragic episode in the next section. After examining the immediate effects and the community's sincere reaction, it's time to look ahead to Big Freedia's future. It's more than simply an emotional loss when a lifelong companion like Devin Hurst passes away. It also presents a number of professional, personal, and practical difficulties that need to be carefully handled. Let's start by thinking about the emotional cost. Grieving in the spotlight is very challenging. Although Big Freedia has long been a representation of fortitude and resiliency, sadness can consume a person and shake even the strongest foundations. Although they've been getting a ton of support, Freedia's friends have disclosed that the healing process is still ongoing. Maintaining Devin's memory while advancing in life and work is a careful balancing act. The fast-paced nature of the music industry rarely permits much leisure. Slowing down for Freedia, who are known for their high-octane tours and explosive shows, meant battling with identity and purpose without Devin's reassuring presence. According to sources, Freedia is presently relying on their close-knit network of family and friends and making time for treatment and other mental health-related activities. New creative directions may also be inspired by this time of introspection. Artists frequently incorporate intensely personal experiences into their work, producing some of their most genuine and powerful pieces. Beyond the artistic and emotional, there are practical difficulties. Careful legal and financial management may be necessary due to the nature of Freedia and Devin's joint existence, particularly their financial and economic relationships. According to reports, there are still estate and asset issues that could make the grieving process more difficult. Supporters are worried about how Freedia's future endeavors and job stability may be impacted by these possible problems. Furthermore, Big Freedia's public persona puts them in a position to impact more general discussions about mental health, loss, and LGBTQ+ representation in the entertainment sector through their reaction to mourning. It is anticipated that Freedia's grieving process will be no different from their past usage of their voice, to support underrepresented groups. This might entail more open conversations in interviews and on social media, as well as perhaps new music that directly addresses themes of love, grief, and resiliency. One significant question for the future is how Freedia's group and supporters will come together to give them the support and space they need. According to industry insiders, Freedia may briefly halt her tour or prioritize her studio work over live appearances in order to recuperate. Support activities, such as fundraisers and messages urging tolerance and understanding, have already been launched by fans. As they move through this chapter, Freedia may feel less pressured thanks to this outpouring of love.